Hi guys, Calvin here. So today I'll be reviewing the Asus 501 Pro right here. Now you may be wondering whether it's related to the previous year ROG G501, the gaming series. This is the Pro series. Now Pro in a sense is not professional but productivity. Yes and no. Basically what they do is they provide a stronger body design, no flexing that much compared to the ROG version. A better Skylake processor, better SSD, NVMe SSD PCIe base for read and write speed that is superbly fast, yada yada. But the thing is, why is Asus calling this a MacBook killer? The one thing about Asus when you see all those videos is that they do a lot heavy benchmark. Now when you check out benchmark, it's not really all pretty, and I'm going to share you guys the review based on my experience as a productivity notebook PC right here. I travel frequently to do wedding edits and wedding photography, for example Langkawi, so this has to perform with my expectations, and that's going to be our review. Let's jump into aesthetics. It has a large footprint typical for a 15.6-inch notebook. The benefit is you get a full-size keyboard with a numeric pad. The typing experience on it is nice. The key size is same as those found on typical desktop keyboard with a width length of 1.5 cm. Plus the spacing between the keys is decent, you won't find yourself misclicking certain keys. The keys are not soft, you have the right amount of pressure to actuate it, and it feels like a standard keyboard. Just that the numeric pad key size are just too tiny for my liking. Every key is backlit, so it's easier to type in the dark. The touchpad is made out from glass with matte coating, smooth to glide on with pleasing click sound when your finger steps on it. Two finger scrolling for vertical and horizontal scroll works well. Pinch to zoom is great, rather sensitive if you pinch it too fast. Three finger gesture can be used to get the desktop view as well. The entire outside of the body, including the outer brush finish monitor lid, side frames and bottom sachet, is made out from aluminium, giving the strength it needs. Does not flag much compared to its older gaming brother, the Asus ROG G501, indirectly making the net weight excluding the power brick to be 2.1 kg. Our variant is using a 1080p screen which has a semi-matte finish to it, so you won't face much glare during daytime or bright lights. Even it's not using a 4K screen, the display is still sharp and does not put graphic performance strain on the GPU, thus also not eating more battery than the 4K counterparts. It also has an ultra-wide color gamut of 72% NTSC, 100% sRGB and 74% Adobe RGB. A wide viewing angle up to 178 degrees from any angle, and it comes with factory calibrated color temperature for consistent color. Looking on the left side, you get the power DC input, one USB 3.0 port with USB charge ready, HDMI and a Type-C USB port with Thunderbolt 3 support. On the front side, you get your LED indicators for CPU activities, power level and hard drive activity. On the right, you get a combo audio jack, SD card reader and two USB 3.0 ports. On the bottom, you have 4 rubber feet, an air intake and speaker grills. There is no Ethernet port, but Asus actually provide a USB to Ethernet adapter as well. Moving to performance, it is powered by a 2.6 GHz Intel Core i7-6700HQ Skylake quad-core that can be turbo up to 3.6 GHz. 8GB DDR4 RAM on board with the ability to add another 8 gigs as well. It has also your Wi-Fi AC adapter and also Bluetooth 4.0. When it comes to PC Mark 8, it had a score of 3459 under accelerated and 3209 under conventional. Cinebench got 51 frames for OpenGL and 659 CB for CPU. Storage wise, it's using a 512 gigs Samsung SM951 NVMe M2 PCIe SSD. Crystal Disk benchmark shows it got 2186 MB per second read speed and 1581 MB per second write speed. Auto benchmark shows it got 2231 MB per second read speed and also 1594 MB per second write speed. It's really fast compared to conventional SATA SSDs. Battery life with normal word processing, typing like review notes and simple web surfing can last up to 8 hours plus with the 96 Wh battery. With our video streaming test, it can last up to 4 hours and 30 minutes straight. Now this is where things get a little bit tricky. Now onto graphic, is using a GTX 960M. It should match a desktop class GTX 950. With the game setting, we set equal with our desktop test bench and the result is disappointing. When it comes to 3D Mark, Firestrike Extreme, it got 2014 and for Ultra 1003. So it seems to be sad news when it comes to the graphic part. However, this is promoted towards productivity, not gaming, so it's still okay. For rendering, yes, it does produce heat, but much lesser compared to the older variant, the gaming brother, the ROG G501, since the fans is much better this time and it's also quieter as well. Moving on to the onboard speakers, when it comes to like bassy sound, it's just okay, it's not the best for a notebook PC, but when it comes to sound clarity, it's good, but don't pump up the volume above 90% mark or you face like sharp peak sound and some distortion. But for movies and video, it's good enough. The 720p camera is decent, it's not the best for the price. I wish the camera is better in terms of clarity and higher bitrate. When it comes to the CPU performance and the SSD performance, it performs well. In fact, so well that it's good for those videographers and photographers like us. Let me explain. Videographers like us want to handle high bitrate files like XAVC 100 megabits per second ProRes. For photographers, they want to handle like those large medium format files like the Hasselblad, the Sigma Quattro series, the Sony A7R, those large files that you want to transfer large files as fast as possible between hard drives, etc. So that's where the PCIe based NVMe SSD benefit from there. Asus actually fine-tuned this graphic to benefit one thing. It is fine-tuned for editing programs, not for gaming. So you have a longevity. When it comes to battery, it has that longevity life. It does not just strain the GPU and boom, eat up your 96 watt hour battery. So again, Asus is promoting as a MacBook killer. Yes, you can beat a MacBook when it comes to Lightroom, you can Photoshop, Sony Vegas, Adobe Premiere. Yes, you can fight that. But here's the thing to the Mac users out there. There's a way to beat Adobe Premiere video editing software. It's called Final Cut Pro. So is this a true MacBook killer when it comes to video editing? Nope, Final Cut Pro is there. But when it comes to photo editing, this is one to consider for a cheaper alternative compared to the Retina display, because the screen is vivid, is sharp and a nice contrast, and the color temperature is calibrated accurately. So will I recommend this as a productivity notebook at the price that it's offering it? Yes. Will I suggest this as gaming? Avoid it. So this has been my review. For more reviews like this, check out CalvinPixels.com.